Welcome to episode 460 of the Geeks for the Win podcast, the podcast where we cover all things geeky. I'm your host, William, and I'm joined with my co-host, Stuart.
Known across the internet as Casual Terror.
And we are back after a while.
Yes. Will's got internet again.
I do. That doesn't disconnect constantly. That was a whole story. Like I've had, I guess, I don't know if the issues were like technically there or not, but like there was always some issues here and there and whatnot. And then it seemed like a couple weeks ago, well, it was on on my birthday. Was there was down the street a utility pole, I guess, messed up. Like it literally a block away, like at the end of my block. Because like when I actually went outside to go check the mail, I ended up seeing there were like road closed signs and like the construction signs to like watch out ahead, closed up here, stuff like that. And I walked down to see it. I'm like, oh, this section of the street is blocked off and there's construction, like there's like people working, but so that like we ended up playing D&D that day, and I was having issues then too, right?
Yeah,
because you ended up saying that my connection was not the best.
I have a little module that tells what everybody's ping is, and yours was like super high.
Yeah, and I was trying to stream myself just for a test stream to try to like get things back because I want to start streaming again, and it was not going well at all. I was dropping frames so badly. And then like right when we got done with D&D, well, I should say, I woke up that morning, like early in the morning, and the power was off. So that was the first sign of like, oh,
good
this is
way to start the day.
Then it came back, and then right when we got done with D&D, I was messaging you about stuff, and then all of a sudden the power went off again, and I was like, oh, power's off again. What the hell? So that was fun because it was like 90 something degrees with the power off, and just great birthday. Not to mention, I had ordered myself a newer phone, and it got there. It arrived on that Friday, the day before, and it was the wrong phone.
Oh,
so I had to send that back. It's like, oh,
what'd you order?
Oh, it's just a Pixel 4 5G. Like it's an older phone that's at a cheaper price, but it's still like the specs are good enough, and it's still gonna get the next version of Android. Like it's still supported under the, whatever, and the specs are good enough. Like I said, like it's to the point where like phone specs are just like, how do they keep outdoing themselves? Like, well, I don't think I can tell the difference between like this version of this phone and this version of that phone.
I feel like with phones though, like the technology has definitely slowed. Cause like, back in like, let's say 2006, like that's kind of when I really kind of started noticing like that, like the cell phone technology was starting to ramp up. And then, soon after that, we got the iPhone, or around that time we got the iPhone. And then we started getting, Android phones, BlackBerry had smartphones, Windows. and then like the technology just went, and now we're starting to see a kind of drop off on kind of like new features and like the power of the next phone. Because
Yeah.
like looking at even like the iPhone, the iPhone 13 to 14, it's an upgrade, sure, but not a huge one. And even 12 to 13 wasn't a huge one.
Yeah, it's also like I'm looking at like I've been looking. Of course, I did a whole bunch of research and stuff like that, and there were videos on like how does this phone, because I just happened to notice like the phone, prices are a lot lower and stuff like that, and it's like how does this phone compare in 2022 and videos and stuff like that, and it's like everything I saw things still seemed to be working pretty well, and it's like these for certain phones have a the was it the CPU number is lower than the CPU number, the Snapdragon is whatever is lower than this, but that's because this one is more actually efficient than
Right.
the newer one, and it also allows 5G versus like I think like the one I'm getting has like is 700s or whatever, and like my Pixel 3 is like in the 800s, but it's only 4G, and the one I'm gonna get is a 5G and is a lot more efficient for power usage and battery performance and stuff like it. So it's just all getting to where it's like fine tuning, like
Yes.
because like in the grand scheme of things, the phones aren't doing anything uh, vastly different year to
No.
year. They're running the same style apps and the same web browsing and stuff like that. So,
Correct.
you know, and it's like these phones also have like 8 cores on them now, like octa-cores and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, that's that's interesting. Like it was fun though getting back into like because I used to be big into following phone technology
Uh-huh.
and stuff like that
Yeah.
a while back, and then I just kind of like I don't know, I just kind of dropped off on it because it just got a bit ridiculous, and it's still a bit ridiculous. Like how many different variations of Galaxy whatever's are there just on the Samsung side of things?
Yeah,
Like
there's like three or four.
no, I mean there's variations on top of like the Galaxy, like Galaxy this,
No.
Galaxy A674, Galaxy A whatever. Like
Oh, okay.
there's a lot of different like there's a lot of like quote Galaxy phones, but they're like mid-ranged or budget phones
Right. Yes.
that it's like that's confusing like for consumers.
Yes.
Like cuz it used to be where Galaxy was just like it was the Galaxy was Galaxy like S, and then Galaxy Note, and then Galaxy like just regular Galaxy, and that was it. You
Right.
know,
Now, yeah, Galaxy now is Galaxy Tab, Galaxy
Galaxy Flip,
Watch.
Galaxy Fold, Galaxy. Yeah, there's Galaxy flip phones, Galaxy phones that fold, uh,
Yeah, yeah, the Z's and whatever. Yeah.
Z flip and fold. Yeah,
Yes.
I did a survey about phones not too long ago, and that like both of those were there, and I'm like, wait, okay, that's not the same phone. It says flip
No.
and fold. Okay, yeah,
Fold is book. Flip is old old style.
yeah. It's like, oh,
I don't think foldable screens are quite there yet for me to go, oh, I want that. No, not yet.
yeah, I'm I'm kind of there. I don't know if I'll ever be there. Like where
Yeah, I don't, because I'm perfectly happy with the goddamn brick in my pocket.
right, and I'm kind of glad the curved stuff has kind of toned down because
Yeah, Yeah,
That
because
was
I
kind of weird because there was like, oh, you can get notifications on the curved side of your phone, and like it's just like, what?
hey, I'm not. I'm one of those people who I don't put my phone down, screen down. I don't go, hey, let's let that dirty surface. Let's put my screen on it.
Yeah,
I don't do that.
I, yeah. I'm a case guy too. Like I've
Oh
got to
no,
have a
no, yeah.
case on mine. I like the. I've been lately. I've been using the flip, like fake leather style cases that have like the wallet stuff
Oh no, yeah. I've got a
in them.
mine. Actually, I can't grab it right now, but I've got a it opens up in the back, and there's enough for two cards, my debit card and my license.
Yeah, I've got my. Yeah, I've got. I don't have a lot for a wallet, so like whatever these cases allow is
Yeah,
enough.
and
Like I don't
I
have like 7 credit cards or anything crazy like that.
I looked for wallet cases, and most of them are like yours. They open up like a book.
Yeah.
But like when I'm talking on the phone, I don't want like the flap going. It's in my face. Just the flap's just right here. I didn't want that. So
Well, I mean, you can fold it to where it's like this, to where
yeah.
you don't
So
have
like,
to worry
hey,
about.
hey, person
Yeah,
standing next to me. What are my credit card numbers?
I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
So like, I don't
My
want
my
that.
hand covers it pretty well, but I get that. Yeah. Um. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting,
And
but
I'm wearing my my Galaxy Buds, usually anyway, and when I'm in public. So I'm not even
yeah,
talking on my phone like that.
yeah, true. So yeah, but yeah, so that I ordered that the wrong phone came in. I ordered the 4 Pixel 4a 5G, which it came out around the same time as the Pixel 5, and it's basically the Pixel 5 but larger
Okay.
as far as specs go. Like same camera, same CPU. It's got a little smaller battery than the Pixel 5, but like it's pretty much the same as the Pixel 5, and it came out the same time, so it'll be supported the same time. So I got that, or I had to send that back. Was I had to go send that back. Um, then what's it called? Drop that off at the UPS box. Someone put a package too large in the UPS drop off box to where the thing wouldn't open.
How kind of them.
And I was like 15, 20 minutes away or from when the UPS guy was supposed to come. So I'm like, okay, I'll just wait and hand it to him, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
The guy was 30 minutes late. So I was waiting there for like 50 minutes.
Sure.
Ugh,
Yeah.
that was fun. He's like, what do you do? I'm like, it's stuck. And he's like, oh, damn. Like, I'm like, someone put a package way too big in there. So that was fun. But yeah, and then the power ever since then, the power went out right after we played D&D. Power finally came back on after a few hours or so. Internet's been was crap ever since for like the last 2 or so weeks. Um, where like I showed you like a screenshot of just me doing a test, just a black screen. Like I think it was it was literally like 720p black screen, whatever, to the Twitch test servers, and I was dropping like 60% frames.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking at the image
Like,
right now. Like, yeah, it's close to 60%.
and then later on, like even like they came out, replaced the whole cable from from the line to my house. Was like, oh, things should be good. Okay, thanks. I go and check. things are not good immediately. Things are bad, and things somehow things got worse after they did that. Because I ended up showing, like, I showed you some speed tests where I was getting like 0.09 upload speed,
Yeah. Yes.
and just like, oh, this is just not good. Like,
Which is the opposite of like 2 days later, I sent you a screenshot of a speed test done in my office. I got a
yeah,
0.003 down, but a 21 up.
yeah, it
So
was crazy. But yeah, so like so and I contact support immediately, hoping maybe they could get the guy to come back out.
sure.
Didn't happen. Um, so I had to wait till the following Wednesday. And they finally did. Another guy came out, did a whole bunch of stuff, finally replaced my modem, which it's an interesting looking modem. I don't know if I like it because it doesn't have the lights where you
Oh,
can tell, like, you know, everything's good just by looking at the lights or
uh-huh.
the certain colors.
Yeah.
It just has like a little light on the bottom that's just a light. It's just
Oh
one
no.
light on the
Yeah, yeah.
bottom, and
I've got the Xfinity modem, and it's just light. Now, if the power goes or the connection goes out, the light does change color.
I wonder if
So
that would work for this too. Yeah, okay. But yeah, just like just like, oh, this is interesting. And there's only two Ethernet ports on the back of this one versus the typical four that I've always had.
yeah, I've had one with only one.
Oh, that's, yeah. So I'm like, oh, that sucks. But this is all for nothing, or this is all for just a short amount of time until this new company can or finishes installing fiber in my in my neighborhood.
Right.
Because they're offering like better speed, better price, or say for what I'm paying now, I'm paying like $100 for 1 gig up, or 1 gig, or supposed to be around 1 gig up, and then it's only like 1 gig down, 16 gig up, or 16 meg up, and that's a vastly difference between up, down, and up,
Mm-hmm.
like,
Yeah.
and $100. But for this new company, it's like for $50, I can get one up and one down. For like it's either 60 or 65, I can get two up and two down.
There you
And
go.
for like, I think what I'm paying now, I can get five up and five down with this new company, which is overkill. There's no need for five for one person. Like, there's just no need.
Think of the speed of games you can download.
But you're also relying but also with the server side though,
Sure.
that's where the bottleneck would be, whether or
Correct.
not, like,
Correct. But
you know
wouldn't you rather the bottleneck be on the server side and not your side?
I guess I'm thinking of when I make the switch, doing the 2 gig for the extra like $10
Sure. Yeah.
versus just the one, like, just because, but for like it's either 60 or 65, I can't remember, because that's still less than what I'm paying now.
That's around what I would be paying if I didn't also pay to uncap me, because fuck Comcast.
uh
Um,
yeah, I immediately hit up their support and was like, hey, do you have a cap? And they're like, no, we don't. And I'm like, good.
yeah,
um they do have kind of I don't know if it's a weird thing where it's like pay $5 extra a month to lock this price in for 5 years. I'm like, I
Yeah.
guess. Like,
I mean, it's not going to go down.
yeah,
Put it
that's
that way. It's
true.
never going to go down in price.
So maybe, yeah, that'd be good. You know, so, but yeah, so that's just the things have been just a nightmare here with internet, and I just, haven't been able to really. I've been struggling with trying to play Apex just to enough to get like my daily or my daily pack, you know,
Sure.
slash like there's an event going on where they have like the event battle pass thing, whatever. And there's a really cool devotion skin. Like it looks really awesome. Let me just see if I can try to find that. What's the event called? It's like Hunt of the Prey or Prey. So I don't know. Images. Okay, here we go. Tab. Oh, why is this not working? Here.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's a
Yeah.
really cool skin, isn't it? Like it kind of sucks. It's for the devotion, but
True.
it's really cool looking for a free, like earnable, like skin where you just play. You do the event challenges. You unlock the stuff, and you just get that for free. Like that's one of the better ones that they've had where you can earn for free. And that's not even at the final reward tier either. That's like halfway through. So a little more than halfway through, but yeah, I was struggling just like basically solo queuing in duos just because I didn't want to like risk, I didn't want to be that kind of, I didn't want to like affect someone else.
Right.
So I was struggling trying to do that, just like, and luckily some of the challenges were just the event challenge. There's a lot of event challenges where it's just like play games. Done. I can do that.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
then you get stuff like that, or damage. Like I may not be able to get actual kills in my connection, but I can get damage. But yeah, Stuart's got the skin up for the devotion. Like that looks really good. I really like that. And I was like, I gotta make sure I get that. So, but yeah, just I haven't really been playing too much. But you been playing stuff?
I have played a couple things. And I've been streaming actually. I didn't stream any this week because I was in Chicago for a lot of this week.
Ah,
For work. Chicago traffic sucks. It's really bad. Like I thought Indy was bad. Chicago's even worse. Oh my god. Anyway,
is Chicago a one way like
well, we
city
we
or
didn't go downtown. This I'm talking about like interstate
okay?
train to fucking leave Chicago. We went through
Gotcha.
downtown, and that was like 7 o'clock in the morning. When everybody else was trying to get to work, it was like it was stop and go. Like fuck, man. Like we were in the middle of downtown for 40 minutes trying to leave. Anyway, I have been streaming Final Fantasy. Not Final Fantasy 14, but Final Fantasy. I've started my playthrough, my goal again of trying to play through all of the Final Fantasy games. This time I'm not doing an arbitrary list. I'm fucking just going from 1 to 15. Skipping 11. And I won't play through 14. I'll sometimes play for 14. But 1 through 15.
The main one's not like 10.2 and 13.2 and
I haven't decided yet. I'll when I get there, I'll decide.
I'm a fan of 10.2. I don't know. Just
I remember playing 10.2, liking it. I hit a game breaking bug, and I also had to return it to Blockbuster.
Yep.
So,
oh, those were the days.
Yeah. But I actually played through all of Final Fantasy 1, the original Final Fantasy. And I'm glad I did it now instead of 4 years ago when I tried to do this before. Because since then, the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters have come out, which is 1 through 6. Because playing through Final Fantasy 1, there's not really like, oh, this is the way to play Final Fantasy 1. It was you could play, the NES version, which, good luck with that. Or you can play, the many re-releases on like Game Boy or, PSX, whatever. Which those are all probably fine versions, but the Pixel remaster, I think that's definitely the way to play at least the NES versions of the Final Fantasy games, because they try to stay faithful at least to like content, because some of those re-releases they added like new dungeons or other stuff like that. It just stays faithful to the release as much as possible, while also doing some quality of life stuff.
That's good.
Yeah, like I loaded up an emulated version of the NES Final Fantasy game, and oh man, I tried to find like an online version, like the manual that came with it, because like, man, it's got to at least tell you like what weapons each class can use, because the Pixel remaster does, but the original did not. It was just go, whether you pick the wrong weapons or not, that's your fault for you picking the wrong weapons to use for that job. And oh yeah, we didn't start you with any equipment whatsoever, so good luck, and you just find that out. Also, Final Fantasy 1, man, was that D&D. That's just, they like, hey, we're going to make a video game version of D&D.
I did watch you stream some of that, and yeah.
Like, there's fucking, like, spell slots. Like, this was before MP. MP actually came out in Final Fantasy 2, but it's just spell slots. And you can't upcast or downcast, but so I was like, huh. Also, practically every single monster was a D&D monster. From like, mind flayers to the not named beholder, but instead named Big Eyes. And looking at the Japanese sprites for Big Eyes, it's a fucking beholder. Because they didn't want to get sued by CSR at the time. But it's D&D. And the game was a lot shorter than I expected, because I probably beat it in less than 20 hours. And the story was okay. It's a 35-year-old game. So I can at least forgive the lack of depth to story, at that point. But the fact that, like, oh, congratulations, you have beaten the 4 fiends of earth, wind, fire, but there's only 4, so heart is not included.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have to travel back in time 2,000 years to defeat the person who sent these fiends forward in time. And yes, this is the first time we're mentioning time travel. And we've acted like it's been there all along. We never told you. Have fun. Beat chaos. So, yeah. Also, chaos is fucking hard. Like every other boss monster, I was just never even died at all in the entire game. Never died. Got to the last boss. One shot. One shot. One shot. One shot. Fuck me. So I had to strategize and grind.
So that's always fun.
Yeah. But luckily, there's auto battling. So I just pulled up, something on my other screen, YouTube or whatever, and just ran around in a dungeon and never even really looked at the screen very much. And just let the game play itself. And then I ended up winning. So, first game, check.
Nice.
Now I'm on to Final Fantasy 2, which, according to most people, according to most lists, like ranking Final Fantasy games, I was at the bottom of the list. Which is interesting. Because this is actually the first time there's a legitimate story. Like an actual, like your characters actually speak. And they're actually named. You don't name them. They come with names. And there's, like I said, there's an actual story that's actually going on. That's actually, oh, go talk to this person and then come back here and then go over there and then come back here. And then, there's a lot more like legitimate questing to do. But what I think people don't like about 2 is there is a drastic change to the leveling system. Because characters don't have levels. Instead, what you level up are your weapon skills. So, like, you equip a character with a sword. The more they use the sword, the better they become with it. Which I'm like, that sounds good. I like that. That kind of thing, and that's not bad. Where starts to fall off are spells. Because, oh, you want, your cure spell to do more curing? You have to cure. You have to use the cure spell over and over and over and over again to level it up.
Oh, that's... Yeah, I can see where that's not great.
That's where it falls apart. Also, hey, you want your HP to increase? Get hit.
Yeah.
Which from watching some videos on like why people hate Final Fantasy 2, the NES version was way worse at this. And like there was like strategies like, okay, go out into the world, find the weakest enemy, and then hit yourself. Because the only way to level up your health is to get yourself below like half health, and then your health will increase. And that doesn't, And like, oh, you also want to level up cure, but you can't heal yourself if you want to level up your health. So I was like, yeah, that I like the idea. It just needs to be fine tuned. So like maybe instead of like each individual spell, maybe do like white magic or black magic. Like just do that instead. But yeah, I'm playing through Final Fantasy 2. I have died because it's where strong monsters are. Hey, that's really close to where you can easily go, oops, I'm too low for this area. But and oh yeah, that first town we told you to go to, that's controlled by the Empire. Yeah, don't talk to any of the guards, because if you talk to any of them at the level you are right now, they will one-shot you. And they do.
That doesn't sound fun at all.
Oh, but then it's fun when you eventually level up enough to go, I'm back, bitches, and I'm going to use you to grind, because you don't die, and I can just kind of fight you over and over again and grind on you. That's actually what I've been doing lately.
That's hilarious.
So, but yeah, I'm currently doing the Final Fantasy Gauntlet, as I'm calling it. And those VODs are up on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
On both the Geeks for the Win channel and my own channel. So, but have you been playing anything?
Like I said, not really. Besides, like, the little bit of Apex just that I've been trying to. I have a lot of stuff I need to play and want to play. You for my birthday got me the Spider-Man remastered, which I'm gonna try to play that on stream.
Cool.
At the very least, excited to play that. I was having a weird like thought where I was like, man, like I kind of want to play Shovel Knight. I have that on console, but I don't want to play on Xbox. And then I check my email and hey, there's a new Shovel Knight. Here's a code. I'm like, this is weird. Yeah, it's I don't think it's necessarily like, I don't know if it's, hold on, Shovel Knight. It's Shovel Knight Dig. Meet new friends and foes, visit strange lands, and outfit yourself in your quest to keep the entire land from collapsing underfoot. It I don't know. It seems a bit more, I don't know, hectic. At least from what the like trailer image on Steam shows. It seems pretty hectic and crazy, but Shovel Knight was like one of those games where it's just like, I like this. This is like an old school, like, old school style retro inspired game that I loved. I absolutely thought was great. So there's a new one of that, and I'm going to be playing through that. I don't know if I'm going to do that on stream or not. That might just be like just something I do whenever. But I got that. Speaking of Final Fantasy, I still have Final Fantasy VII Remake I need to get through.
Funny enough, when I started the Gauntlet, I wasn't actually planning on doing all of the Final Fantasy games. I was actually just going to do Final Fantasy VII Remake. But I kept having an issue where OBS would freeze. It wouldn't crash, just freeze. And I've had that issue before when I was playing Skyrim. And I thought it was just a Skyrim issue. But it didn't happen any of the times I was playing the Pixel Remaster game. So I don't know if it's a graphic intense thing or what.
Oh, that sucks then, because I was thinking of maybe trying to stream that too. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe
you might not have this issue. I don't know what the issue was.
Yeah. But where's my list of stuff? All right, since I haven't really been able to play a whole lot of stuff. I've been watching a lot of things.
Cool.
Let me get Thor: Love and Thunder. I meant to go to the theaters and see that, but life just kept getting in the way.
Oh right, you haven't seen it. I thought you did, and we talked about it.
No, I did see it like 2 weeks ago, a week ago, whenever it came, like not the week it came out to Disney Plus, but the week after. Because like it was, I think, yeah, it was, I think right before my birthday. Because like I think April, or not April, but the 8th of September was like Disney Plus Day, where like She-Hulk came out and that came out and a bunch of other stuff came out. Like a lot of stuff released that day. So I got that. I finally watched that. That was fun. That was, nothing crazy or, but it was good. I enjoyed it. Like you could tell Chris Hemsworth is just having fun with Thor. Like,
yes, he is.
With the way Thor is now. And the little girl, like, I guess spoilers, the little girl at the end, that was his daughter. So like in real life. So like that's kind of cool.
Little girl at the end. Which one?
The one he adopts from the God Butcher.
Oh, okay. You know what? I think I knew that.
Yeah, the little boy during the montage of like of Korg, like that was his son, and the little girl at the end was was his daughter, which is like, oh, that's interesting. That's okay, cool. So who knows if he wants to like maybe do more with Thor and with his daughter, like playing that character as well. Like I could probably see him wanting to do more with that,
Maybe. I don't know.
It just depends, I guess, if his daughter wants to do more,
that's kind of also up to her too.
Whatnot, but like, wouldn't you want to play a superhero as a kid? Like,
yeah,
I know I would. Like, so yeah, if you had the opportunity, I would definitely take it. But that was fun. It was goofy when it needed to be and serious and at moments. So that I enjoyed that. I didn't feel like it had a huge impact on the the overall MCU. Like,
no, not yet, at least.
Yeah.
And that depends on what the other gods kind of like, they make an appearance in some way.
Oh yeah, there's the Hercules at the end, right? That'll be interesting. Because Hercules is actually like stronger than Thor in the comics, right?
I don't remember. Maybe.
I think Hercules is like can actually like depending on the situation beat the Hulk.
I think the only time I've really seen Hercules in the comics was during Civil War, and he was just a character that was on a page, not even really.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, I enjoyed that. That was a fun movie to watch. Like, but and crazy enough, like I didn't get really spoiled from like there wasn't like I didn't get spoiled not seeing it until I did, you know. As some other movies where I would have been like, oh, I've got to see this movie because I don't want to be spoiled, like, or I don't
I
want
don't know what there
this to
was really to
happen, or
spoil.
yeah, there really I don't feel like there was a whole lot because like they made reveals and stuff in the trailer. Like they showed everything off in the trailer, basically. Like,
Kinda.
you know, hey, it's Jane Foster as Thor. Like, and if you're in the if you know about the comics, you know, hey, she's got cancer.
Yeah,
I guess that would have kind of been a spoilery for people who don't know the comics.
probably. Yeah,
That whole plot line.
yeah.
So, but yeah, been watching that on. I'm gonna be watching Disney Plus a lot coming up because I'm already watching She-Hulk. There's that Andor show. There's Hocus Pocus 2 that just came out.
Right.
I'm gonna rewatch the Halloween Towns because of Halloween. And I haven't seen those in like so long, and I kind of just want to watch them again.
The actress
Because
from Halloween Town, her TikToks are funny.
TikToks. Yep.
They're
Yep.
funny because she ended
She
up
brought out the
marrying
actual
the villain from a two. Was it two? I can't remember.
yeah, I can't remember either, yeah. It's been so long since I've watched the Halloween Town movies,
Yeah, it's been a while.
but they're so good. At least I remember them being really good.
Same.
But yeah, I've seen her TikToks. That kind of sparked my interest. Was seeing her TikToks of like, oh, this was the alternate ending. There was an alternate ending, and they even made a mold of my face. I'm gonna go dig that out. And I see another TikTok of her actually showing the mold that they made of her face for the alternate, and it's just like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, yeah. They really did. They really did a good job with those Disney original movies back then. Like,
yeah, they did. They've, as far as I'm aware, they've not done any for a long time.
well, now it's like Disney Plus stuff, right? Or it goes to Disney Plus because they remade Under Wraps.
The Mummy one?
Yeah, and then they made the sequel to the remake of Under Wraps. That there's Under Wraps, the remake, and then Under Wraps 2, the sequel to that's I think it's on Disney Plus right now. Which I mean, the first Under Wraps, it was all right for what it was. I remember I watched it whenever it was on, but yeah, that was like as a kid, that was like an event. For it felt like was like whenever they had a new like the premiere of the new
Because it
Disney's
was.
original movie. Don't look under the bed, or Mom's got a date with a vampire, or just Luck of the Irish, or
Brink.
Brink. Yeah, can't forget Brink. But yeah, I definitely that was God. Scheduled TV had its moment. Like I definitely have fond memories of like waiting for certain stuff to premiere on TV and not just like oh it'll you can watch it whenever, or oh here's the whole season on Netflix right now, or You know, not that I don't dislike that. It's just have fond memories of like, like I said, the whole like Disney Plus original movies premiering and watching it when it premiered live and whatnot.
I guess they did. Cause like there's Descendants that I'm aware of that series.
Yeah, there's a few of those, right? Or
Yeah,
at
because
least a
I
couple.
just pulled it up and that's three. That's which are like the descendants of the Disney villains.
It's just a cool idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, Under Ups 2 is new to Disney Plus.
There's another Freaky Friday.
Oh, they made another one since the Lindsay Lohan?
Yeah.
Oh.
They remade Adventures in Babysitting.
I mean, the original was what, like the 80s, right?
Yeah. 80s. Yeah,
Because
that was definitely the 80s.
it was the chick from Karate Kid, right?
Uh
It was the love interest from Karate Kid, I think.
I don't. No, it was love interest from the original Back to the Future.
Elizabeth Shue. Oh, okay. Then maybe I'm getting that confused. Those two movies. Yeah, I knew it was she was from one of those movies. Okay, yeah. Oh no, Elizabeth Shue was in Karate Kid. Yeah,
Oh, I guess because I'm not a huge Karate Kid fan. I think I've only seen it like once or twice.
I've only seen the movies a couple times, but I've seen more and more stuff here and there because of Cobra Kai, like which I really need to watch. I need to watch the new stuff. I am so behind. I think. But yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff on Disney Plus that's going to be keeping me like Werewolf by Night too. That I don't know if you've seen like the little trailer for that. That looks interesting.
I think I've heard of that.
It's a Marvel thing. It's a Marvel like horror
Yeah,
movie. And I've heard good things. Like oh yeah, here we go. The original zombies. That yeah, it's like Twilight but with zombies. Zombies 3. I guess there's 3 of these. Sure.
wasn't
Uh,
wasn't Twilight with zombies, warm bodies?
yeah, but it wasn't Disney doing it, so Zed is trying to get a football scholarship to be the first zombie to attend college. What? Uh, that's something. Um, but yeah, definitely gonna be watching like the. Oh, I wonder what all Disney original movies there are.
There's
Um,
a lot. I am scrolling. There's a
Phantom
lot.
of the Megaplex. I will be watching that because it's kind of spooky-ish. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire with the chick who played Sabrina's aunt
Uh huh.
as the mom, and the dude from The Nanny
From the nanny.
as the
Yep. Uh
vampire.
huh.
uh, yeah, look under the bed. Yeah,
13th Year. Johnny Tsunami. Smart House.
yeah, Smart House with what's her name? I'm
Yes.
drawing a blank.
Yes. Her.
Katie Seagal, right?
Uh, yes.
Yeah. I want to call her by one of her other characters' names, like
Leela.
Leela or Gemma or Peggy or
Peggy.
God, she's played some iconic characters. Like, but anyways, yeah. Thor on Disney Plus, and Disney Plus is I'm definitely going to be getting my money's worth during October with Disney Plus. I feel like just because there's so much, there's just a bunch of fun movies, and I'm
Sure.
not big into horror stuff, but like Disney's got a lot of like spooky themed kind of, without being like crazy horror or mass killing,
like Hocus Pocus, like
yeah, Halloween Town, fun movies that have a little, that
Haunted
have the Halloween
Mansion
themed. Yeah.
with Eddie Murphy.
No. I will not be watching that.
The Muppets, then.
Exactly. I will be watching that for sure. Big Muppets guy. What's something else you got?
Well, speaking of watching things, there was a show that came out on Netflix that it was a big hit, but it needs to be fucking bigger. Sandman.
Oh yeah, you were talking about this, I think, before, right?
Did we talk about Sandman? I think we did, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Watch Sandman, people.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen, a lot of people are really not happy with Netflix
because they keep canceling shit.
And raising the prices. Like,
when does Netflix not do that?
Yeah, it's gotten crazy. Like, the fact that they still offer a 480p version is just insulting. Like, 480p for $10. That's insulting. Like, give a one screen option for 1080p. Like,
okay. Also on Netflix, and I think it's still in the top 10. Make sure. It was yesterday. It is not today. Bring it back to top 10, people. Cyberpunk. Edgerunners. A lot of people talking about
it. I've heard about that.
It not only was it a huge success on Netflix, but it has brought the Cyberpunk game, like, a ton of people are playing it again because it's actually and Cyberpunk is actually in a good state.
I would hope so.
To be played. So like a lot of people are playing it right now, and and it's also like on the top like selling charts right now too. Like right now, like between August and September, it had a gain of 315% of concurrent players.
Oh, well, I mean,
it's
all relative, I guess. Like,
okay, that 315% was 32,000 players.
Okay, that's a big chunk. Yeah, like 300, whatever percent of, like, some games that only have like 10 people is, it's all relative. But yeah, 32,000. You said that's a big chunk. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's right now, 47 or 74,000 people are playing right now. But a lot of people are also talking about, you know, the anime itself, which was done by Trigger, which a lot of people are like, if it's Trigger, I'm gonna love it and just absolutely just gush over it because Trigger.
Remind me, Trigger.
See the girl on log on, Kill a Kill.
Okay.
They've got a very unique art style. They did one of the Star Wars anime stuff. They did they did the one where like the two twins are fighting like out in space on top of
that one was so good.
On top of a Star Destroyer. That's the company.
Okay. Yeah, they do have a style. Yeah. I couldn't get into Kill a Kill though. Like
I couldn't either.
Tried.
I liked Girl on Logon, but I just could not get into Kill a Kill.
Yeah, I watched the first few episodes of the Kill a Kill and was just like, I can't do this.
But like the anime, it takes place like about a year before, or a year or so before the game does. So it's in 2076. But and like right at the time of the release, the Edge Runners update came out and added a bunch of Easter eggs from the anime. Like you can now find like the weapons from certain characters. You can visit their their now empty apartments.
That's cool.
So like there's even a what in the game is called a brain dance, which is like virtual reality kind of thing. Where it's literally just the beginning scene of the anime. Not even done in like the 3D style, but just it is literally just, hey, we're gonna cut this out, put it in the game. But it was a very good anime, and Ace, our buddy Ace, had an existential crisis over the damn anime.
Oh, really?
Where he on Discord, he was telling everybody, "Fucking watch it so I can talk to somebody about it."
I did see that. I did see him talking about that.
He showed up during our D&D game one night and said, "Have you guys watched Cyberpunk yet?" And I said, "No, I'll watch it. I'll watch it tonight." I hadn't planned on watching all of them that night, but I did. And I told him the next day. He called me on the phone. Like,
that's Ace for you, yeah.
Yeah, Ace, he doesn't use, Discord, Skype. No, he will call you on the phone. Because, he's also in his 40s. He's an old man.
Yeah.
we had to talk about Cyberpunk. So, but yeah, watch Cyberpunk because it was good. Even if you're not really, even if you never played the game, it does a good job of like just here's the world. It's not clean, and oh boy, is this show not for kids. I can't stress that enough. Not for kids.
Okay.
Like the trailer, like if you watch the uncensored trailer, you get a sense of like, oh, there are boobies right in the trailer. That's a way to sell a trailer, by the way, is show boobies. And like it's like, yeah, there's some scenes. It's like, not for kids. Definitely not for kids. Surprised it's rated mature and not like X. Because not only,
Or, yeah,
nudity, but also gore galore.
that's cool. Glad you liked it.
Yes. And I was already in the mood. Like, I kind of wanted to play Cyberpunk again anyway. And I started to a while back. But like the update, the Edge Runners update, actually added something that I was like, okay, nope, I'm definitely going back to the game. And that was like transmog. Something that people were asking for from the fucking beginning is like being able to have like an outfit that doesn't relate to your stats.
I mean, that should be a staple from here on out for games.
It
Like,
should, yes.
because I remember that was the biggest thing for Destiny. People were wanting it, and if it took them so long to actually bring it in. But yeah, because you could get a really cool piece of gear, but the stats are trash. But it
Yeah,
looks really cool,
exactly.
Yeah. It's like, oh, that's such a waste. That person who designed this helmet, you know, just for it to not, to be trashed. No, like,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's what I hope. I hope we start to see that become like, a staple, and like that's just in games now.
It
Like,
definitely
I
needs
hope we see that.
it definitely needs to be a more common thing, especially in games like that. Um, but yeah, and sorry, a documentary has just caught my eye on Netflix called "Eat the Rich: The GameStop Saga."
Oh,
It is literally a 3-part documentary about that GameStop stock in
I think
2020.
I heard about that. Yeah, I heard that was the thing. Has that Blockbuster show come out yet?
The last blockbuster?
Like the actual show
Oh,
that Netflix is
the
making based off of,
I don't think so.
with was it Randall Park?
The series is set to premiere November 3rd.
Okay. That looks funny. Because it's Randall Park, who played like Jimmy Woo in WandaVision,
Uh huh.
right? And in Ant-Man, whatever. And then does it have the chick from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I think?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. That's gonna be that should be pretty funny. A sitcom set in a blockbuster. And like, oh, the irony, because Blockbuster had the chance to buy Netflix for only 50 million.
Whoops.
They were like, no, we can do our own mail-in service and
They
whatever.
tried.
And they tried. And I mean, on paper it was kind of cool, because it's like, oh yeah, you could bring it. You don't have to, send it back or wait for it to go back. You can bring it into the Blockbuster and return it, and then get a movie. Like, that sounds great on paper, but it
Yeah.
just, like, they just didn't promote it well, or implement it well, or something. I don't know, but because here we are, there's only one Blockbuster left. So yeah, that's that. So there are some stuff coming to Netflix that seem interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. As long as Netflix doesn't cancel everything.
Yeah, they like to cancel things. They like to cancel things, but they they have saved some stuff. I will always be grateful to them for saving Lucifer and letting Lucifer continue and finish out, because that ended up being one of my favorite shows of the last like 10 years. I absolutely love that show, and I'm so glad it got to end properly.
I mean, Cobra Kai was on a different streaming service too, what wasn't it?
Oh, that was on YouTube Red.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first 2 seasons of that was on YouTube. Yeah. It got a huge revival when Netflix got the rights to it, and that's the only reason I watched it, was because it was on Netflix. So and if there's good and bad with Netflix, but yeah, there are a lot of shows though that I loved that got canned after like 1 or 2 seasons, that I'm still holding a grudge over.
I am amazed on how long Cocomelon has been on the top 10.
Oh, that thing is enormous. I watched what was it, the Will Friedle and Christy Carlson Romano started a podcast months back.
Yeah.
And they had like the voice actor of Cocomelon or whatever on, and they were talking about that, and that's the only reason why I know about that being a thing, and
Well,
as huge as it is.
I only know it because, you know, it's on the Netflix top 10. It has been for like the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Like every single day it's on the top 10. Also, there's the TikTok of parents playing the theme song and their toddler comes running in to look at the TV. You know, being mean to their kids. Because they're just playing the theme song on their phone.
To be fair, I feel like my parents would have done some shit like that too when I was a little kid. Like, they would have been playing like the Power Rangers theme, and I would have been running. Like, was it on? What? But yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting when they like. I wonder what their ad, because they're gonna add ads.
Yes.
Like an ad plan, and I wonder what that's gonna be like. You know,
Probably something
how's that gonna
similar
work?
to Hulu's.
Yeah. What is it? Trying to think. There's one service, I can't remember. There's one service where their ads are like way less amount than all the other streaming services with ads. I remember seeing like a article about it where it was like,
Tubi?
No.
Freevee. I'm literally trying to think of all the streaming services.
Oh, you mean formerly IMDb TV?
Yeah.
Freevee?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I just discovered that recently. Like, oh, that's okay.
Fubo.
Um,
I'm on just watch, just looking at all the services.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's like I came across an article where it broke down like a lot of these, and like how long they actually are, like how long the ads are per like hour content, stuff like that. Maybe it was that or maybe it was that when Disney Plus brings it out, that's going to be the lowest. I think that's what it was.
Mm.
Compared to like like 6, 7, 8 minutes. Some of these have for per 30-minute long or 40-minute long content, stuff like that. I think that's what it was. The Disney Plus. I don't know what Hulu would be though. What Hulu's at, but
Feels like a lot.
the worst I know for fact is the CW. Like that's just that's unwatchable. But where's my list? I'm trying to look for my. I have a list of stuff I've been watching that I made right before we started. I think I closed out like an idiot. Okay. Oh, here's something that will shock you, Stuart, that I actually watched. What's the actual title of this? Let me look this up. Load. Yeah, DC League of Super Pets. I actually watched that.
Oh, you did?
Because it's on HBO Max. And I watched it while I was doing like work emails and stuff. So like it was on the monitor next to me. That's surprisingly not a bad movie.
I mean, it's got a hell of a cast. I mean, it does.
It really does. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And The Rock did a really good job. Like he didn't phone it in. Like he actually had like range and emotions, and it was actually like acting and not like, because some celebrities that some like celebrities, they just like they phone it in.
Yeah.
They just like read from the page, and it's just like, okay, you definitely didn't understand this character or anything, but like the Rock did pretty good job with Crypto. I thought, if anything, I feel like Kevin Hart kind of phoned it in.
Honestly, Kevin Hart is not the person I would do to voice Ace. I would have picked somebody with a deeper voice.
He did it. He made his voice kind of a little deep, gravelly, but like it just had like, it just felt like there was no real emotions like behind it because of it, because he was like speaking slower and deeper. It just didn't feel as like I said, it felt like he was kind of phoning it in. It was a fun movie. I had fun. Like it was hilarious. Like Crypto has a squeaky Bruce, which it's a little Batman squeaky toy. That's called Squeaky Bruce. That was pretty good. The Yeah, it was that Kate McKinnon, I guess. Yeah, as the villain of it. Okay, I'm looking at the cast. Besides besides The Rock and Kevin Hart, I really didn't know who else was in it. Keanu Reeves was Batman.
Yeah, I mean, like, Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, Kate McKinnon, John Krasinski, Keanu Reeves, Ben Schwartz, Olivia Wilde, Natasha Lyonne. Like, it's got a cast.
Never guess that was Keanu Reeves as Batman, because Batman's kind of goofy. Like he's kind of goofy in this a little bit. Like not like super goofy, but he's like serious, but within a goofy way. And yeah, just Keanu Reeves, interesting. Huh.
I like Ben Schwartz. Mark, aka Fire Guinea Pig. Thomas Middleditch. Keith, aka Ice Guinea Pig.
Yep. Those are pretty good. Like This is a surprise. Like I would recommend checking this out, Stuart, if you'd like looking for something to watch while like in the background
I
or
honestly was not planning on watching this because it just looked dumb. Like not
it was
like funny dumb though.
no, it was legit like pretty funny. Like there were some parts where I laughed and there was some like it has no right being as good as it was. It's one of those things where it's like I thought this was just going to be a cash grab. Like there's even a tie-in game on like consoles that I hear
Sure.
is like just it's one of those like just achievement easy achievement, like tie-in games. But yeah, this was a lot better. Like I not seeing theaters good, of course, but like I was pleasantly surprised. I was just like, this is something that I can put in the background while I'm doing email. I don't won't have to pay that much attention to. And there was a lot of like that they inserted here and there that I was like, oh, I get that because I'm a comic fan. Oh, I understand that. That's kind of interesting and neat. Huh. And there was a lot of like adult jokes for adults, that animated movies like these do, of
Sure.
course. Which it's just like looking back at the movies like we grew up with, like it's just crazy thinking about some of the jokes they made that went over our heads, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, this was it was not a bad movie. I wonder what the Rotten Tomato score is. It's 73 critic, 88 audience. So yeah,
Hmm.
I'm not alone. Like this is, and there was a yeah, the credit the end credit scene was just ridiculous. Like it's something that I think The Rock like made them do. I'll just say it's Black Adam related.
Sure.
But yeah, and it's not pretty good. I enjoyed it. Like I said, this is one I said like before we started, like I got something that you're probably going to be shocked about, or that's going to be like a what the heck, like. And yeah, this, like I said, I'm kind of surprised because like I don't know, Kevin Hart always seemed, for the most part, I feel like he gives his all and stuff, but this definitely felt phoned in
Yeah, I mean, what's that?
versus
The
like
Secret Life of Pets. I've not actually seen it, but I've seen the trailers, and yeah, that looks like he's totally doing Kevin Hart, you know, all the way. Which is why I'm kind of surprised he's Ace in this.
yeah. Well, I mean, like Ace is like like oh like in the trailer it even talks about this where it has like Batman like oh I lost my family, and then it goes to Ace talking about oh I lost my family, or I was taken from my family, and when Batman says oh my family was taken from me, and like like he's kind of broody, you know
Which is not
in a
Kevin
way.
Hart.
No, and like I said, like it's weird because he's making his voice sound deeper and more gravelly and talking a lot slower, and it just feels like there's no emotion to the character because of that. So I don't know, but it's great. Like the turtle gets super speed because of course it does.
Sure.
Like just there's a pig that can grow and shrink because why not? Like it's a fun movie. Like I wouldn't say it's like necessarily you know make popcorn, sit back, relax, give your whole unless like you have kids, I guess that could be a great movie night thing, but like for the type of stuff you and me do, where we're like playing something or doing something else, like
Sure.
it's one of those good like in the background things, because like you'll notice all the good stuff, and then you won't really notice that much the like cringe or stuff that some of these movies have here and there. But yeah, that's that. I saw that on like HBO Max and was like, oh, sure, why not? I'll put that on.
While
There's
it's still there.
right. Uh, what's something else you got?
Something else I got. There is a game on Game Pass. I recommend it. It's called Hellsinger. Now the studio, I'm imagining how the pitch went like this. What if we made a game like Doom, but made it a rhythm game instead? And that's
Huh.
what Hellsinger is. It is Doom, but a rhythm game. Like you are firing the gun or swinging your sword to the beat.
I did not know that was okay.
Of the music. Wow. It takes some. It's not an easy thing to do because it's still a first-person shooter, but you are, in order to do damage, you have to do it on the beat. And you can so easily fall off the beat because the music fits, it's metal. And I'm going to play some of that music now. This is the second level. Or is it the second level? Yes. Like you are trying to find the beat during this. And yeah, there are like things on screen, but you're like, I'm trying to focus.
Once the singing happens, that's it's a bit harder.
Well,
yeah,
the singing doesn't happen until you've reached like on your streak, like a 16 times streak. Then like the vocals come in.
Oh, that's interesting.
So like when you're at like lower levels in the streak, it's a simpler version of the song, and the higher your streak, the more complex the song gets. And the story is kind of interesting too, because the whole story is like, one day this creature appeared in hell, and nobody knew what her name was, so everybody called her the Unknown. And the devil, or as they call in this game, the judge, stole her voice. And so like the more like bosses and levels you defeat, the more like the more voice she gets back. And you don't really even hear her speak at all. It's all narrated by this skull that's kind of by her side. That it's I'm a Western demon, and we're gonna go through this, and we're gonna get back what we lost. It's a lot of that. So, but music's good, but sometimes it's hard to get on that beat. So, as I'm playing it, I'm sitting here, tapping my foot, bobbing my head, get my whole body into getting the damn beat down so I can do damage. And eventually, and after like the first 2 levels, I'm like, I'm exhausted. It's just like it's just like, damn, like it's like trying to stay on the beat is hard, and you really have to focus, and it gets like mentally exhausting. But yeah, and there's only like 7 levels, like 7 or 8 levels. I'm only on level 5 or level 4 or 5. But yeah, it's on Game Pass, and it's really fun.
Yeah, I saw this game, but I didn't really look at it. I was just like, oh, okay, thing. Looks like a Doom,
It's a
like
Doom thing,
rip off. Yeah,
but
I didn't think it would be like a to the beat. Like,
it's
what's that other game that does that? Like, the Technomancer or the
Crypto Dancer.
Crypto Dancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they had the Zelda version, right? Or
Yes. But with that game, like you had to also move to the beat.
yeah.
This luckily you don't have to.
That's good. Yeah.
But let's see who did this. I'm trying to look at like what the Funcom is the developer, or maybe they're the publisher. I'm not sure. No, the Funcom is the developer. They're done by the Outsiders. I've never heard of them. But and because Xbox added how long to beat, it's only about 4 hours according to.
Oh yeah, they did do that. I remember seeing that and thinking that's cool.
Yeah.
Like,
let's see, 4 hours for the main story, 5 hours for main plus extra.
Yeah, they also have Discord now. Xbox people can be on Discord voice
on console. Yeah,
that's pretty big.
I haven't tried it yet, but yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that might be good for you because you could play stuff with your sister, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and not have to necessarily be on Xbox voice. Yeah,
pull up a Xbox party. Launch an Xbox party. Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, she was always already using Discord a lot anyway, because she plays because the friends that she plays with are on PlayStation.
okay.
And they get on Discord.
Looks like Funcom. They've done like Conan stuff, and
yeah, I recognize the logo of Funcom, but let's see,
Mutant Year Zero.
See, the Outsiders Game Studio. Oh, they're Swedish.
Oh, there's a Dune open world survival MMO. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was announced at Gamescom. No idea what that means.
I still need to watch Dune. Like,
oh yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I still haven't. That's HBO, right?
Yes. And it's now back on HBO.
Oh, I was about to say, is it on there currently?
Yes. Yes, because it came out when it released in theaters for like 2 weeks, and then it went off. but it
Yeah,
is
they
back
did
now.
that a lot. Yeah, okay. Dune. Add to my list. I search for Dune. Dune comes up, and then the next one, Are We Done Yet? The Ice Cube movie. What?
Okay.
And then the next, Dane Cook, Vicious Circles.
Well, you know.
Dane, Dune, okay, I guess. That's someone who fell out of, like fell into obscurity. Like,
Yeah, really.
it's like one of the biggest things on the earth for like 2 years.
I'm surprised the original Dune isn't on HBO. I thought it was.
I wonder who has the rights to that.
Because I
Like,
watched it, but I don't remember where I watched it now.
yeah, that could just be a weird rights issue thing, you know?
Maybe I rented it on Amazon. Anyway, Hellsinger. Check it out.
Gotcha. Next on my list is an anime. It, Ira, 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 Iradoku, The World in Colors. I don't know how you say that first thing. Iridoku. I don't know. The World in Colors.
Sure. Iroduku. That's how I
Yeah.
would say it.
This takes place. Oh, this is a game where it takes place in the future. Or a movie, or it's not game movie. I don't know what I'm having a stroke, Stuart. It's an anime that takes place in the future about like 60-ish years. Um, so like 20, well, I mean 60 from when it came out. So like 2078. Because this came out in 2018. This girl ends up getting sent back in time by her grandmother, and magic exists in this world, but it's not like it's a weird thing because magic exists, but it's not like everyone can do magic, or it and you know some people can do magic and it's just like accepted and like not like greatly understood because people go to like magic shops to buy like certain magical like this magical dust or whatever that can do certain things like, and make your dreams pleasant, or you know help with the just random little things, nothing too crazy, stuff like that. So like it seems like there are some, like, for the most part, magic isn't as crazy as like being able to go back in time. At least
Sure.
it isn't known to the masses to be able to do that. So she goes back in time, and um it's kind of it's interesting because it's kind of slowly introduced, not too slowly, but she can't see, the main character or the main girl, she can't see in color, she's colorblind.
Okay.
But for some reason she comes across this one boy, like she lands in this boy's like room when she goes back in time, and she has to like hide because she's nervous because the spell sent her there, and then she sneaks out, and then this group of people sees her sneaking out, and they're like, oh, so and so has a girlfriend sneaking out.
Scandalous.
Yeah, oh boy, and it whatever, and
Misunderstandings.
misunderstandings, and then
Pratfalls.
she runs into that group later on. It's a real wholesome anime. It really is.
It definitely like looks like it. Like I'm looking at images of it, and it looks very stylized. It looks very.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, of course.
Very
Yeah.
good looking. It's like one of those like there's like one like that happens like every couple seasons. Like you'll get a really super stylized, like gorgeous looking anime, like Violet
this is definitely
Evergarden,
one of
or
those.
Yeah, it looks like one of those.
Or Demon Slayer, like
Demon Slayer.
Yeah, that's definitely one. But yeah, this is real wholesome. Like there's no like fan service stuff at all in this. But she goes back in time, and she tries to find her, I guess, like whoever is part of her family at that time, and she basically she's was her grandma sent her back in time to when she was the same age as her.
I kind of guessed that.
Yeah.
And she
Her
becomes best
grandma's
friends with her grandma.
Well, her grandma's away when she first uh she ends up seeing her great grandma and great grandma, her grandma's grandma and her grandma's mom. And finds out, oh, she's away studying magic. That kind of sucks, because she's probably the only one who can send you back, and whatever. But she ends up meeting the group who saw her sneak out, and she ends up befriending them and all that, and then she runs into to try to, like, I guess, apologize, or she one thing also, she has a smart earring, because that's the technology.
Sure.
Where her earring like talks and whatever and connects the network, and when she gets sent back in time, it's like, oh, cannot charge, can't sense network, and all, so it's like, oh yeah, she's back when she can't do, when technology is not as vast and superior and whatever. But she loses like her earring or whatever, and finds the one boy, and he's an artist and draws, and she can see his drawings in color, and that's like a big thing. And they make a
They
huge
fall in love.
They make a huge emphasis on, like, like the drawing is like coming to life, in her like, to her it looks like it's flying off the page because it's color. She's never seen, she's colorblind, so like color to her, it looks like the fish that he drew is moving around, and it's a real, like you said, it's stylized, and it's just gorgeous, and it's a wholesome story. And I don't want to really get too much into it because there's some twists and turns and some interesting stuff that happen. I would highly recommend this. It's such a good anime. Like, I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it was a real wholesome, like, anime, and it tugs at the heartstrings. It's one of those too, where
Okay.
at the end you're just like, oh man, like, damn. uh so yeah, that's Iriduku, the world in colors. Just like, if anyone's interested, just search the world in colors anime.
Yep, that's what I did.
Yeah. See, when I was trying to figure out the name, and when I was trying to color anime, and I couldn't find it, and I was like, oh, magic color anime, and it popped up. I'm like, okay, yeah, magic's a big thing. I forgot. Yeah, there's some cool stuff that like a lot more like the fish coming like looks like it's coming, like, and you'll see like her every now and then you'll see like glimpses of what she's seeing, like black and white and gray, like no color and stuff like that. And so you'll get you'll get a perspective of like what she's seeing in certain situations and stuff like that. And you see that with like the fish drawing coming to life, and it looks all crazy, vibrant, colorful. And there's a few things where it's like way cooler than that even. And I'm saying that point was really cool, but like they topped that a couple times later on in the anime. um I like some of these wholesome like animes,
There's
where
nothing wrong with that.
you're not like, you don't have to worry about like stressed out fight scenes, or like, oh god, there's oh, I fell in her crotch again, or like, I don't know, just I get tired of some of the typical anime tropes.
Sure.
And it's like, this is why anime is so great. There's just like, there's an style of anime for you know everyone. There's a, as far as like TV and movie genres go, that's the same with anime. Like, you can
Mm.
have a comedy anime, you can have action anime, you can have a, you know, wholesome family friendly anime, you can have a romance anime, it's just
Exactly.
I wish anime was accepted more here. I
Yes.
really do. Just because there's so many animes out there that'll never get dubbed because we just it's America just doesn't like accept anime as much.
Well, not only that, but like, our own shit. Like have, more than what we got here. So we did Avatar, um, The Last Airbender. Uh, yo, like the closest thing we can get, other than The Last Airbender, is like um, Steven
Ruby.
Universe or Adventure Time. Like that tells like a deep story, but you got to throw in stupid shit in there too because kids.
Yeah, and it's like all the adult stuff is like raunchy, and
Family Guy,
South Park,
yeah,
Bob's Burgers, like, yeah.
Archer, like sure those have their place, but like let's tell a good story in animation too. Like
Yeah.
we're slowly getting that stuff on like streaming services, like like um Vas Machina
Yeah.
or I can't think of what else. But we're
But it's
slowly
it's nowhere
getting
near
it.
as
No.
like, yeah. And it's like, granted, like I did watch this around my birthday, and it was all, kind of melancholy feeling because, I was thinking about my family and how I miss them and all that. And but like, this made me bawl like a baby. Like, this really, like, that's you're grinning like, but like, that's how like serious, and like, it's not just a cartoon anime.
No.
Like,
Like there's one. Um oh god, I cannot it like The Flowers That Day or something like that.
I think I know. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, but like anime is
Yeah,
just, it's a way like
the
they
flower
go.
the flower we saw that day. I fucking bawled at the end. Cause that yeah, I no, I get you.
Yeah, like, and it's like, like random people, like random people here in America would just be like, "Oh, you're crying at a cartoon? What?" And it's like, no, it's just because it's animated doesn't mean it's any less like impactful as like, like it's the story and the message and the
Yeah.
expression that's put through it. Like, you know, like there's some really artistic anime out there that's just like, and it's like people, but the majority of people are like, oh, you mean like Dragon Ball,
Right.
or Naruto, or that's the first
Yes.
things that come to mind for anime. And it's like, no, anime is a huge culture over like in Japan, and it's like
Speed
everything
Speed Racer. Oh, ooh,
incorporates.
Y- yes. That
Yeah,
yes. But it's not just all that.
exactly. Yeah, like
Like,
I
yeah,
I
those
think
are still a thing. Yes, those exist. Yes, they
I
do make grunting noises, but then
Yeah,
yeah.
I think I've cried for more anime content than like real life content in the last couple years, just because like there's some real like because
Oh no,
I
yeah.
do watch like slice of life or like real serious tone animes like these wholesome stuff, and it's like you don't get that in normal TV a lot of times. Like, I think the last thing that kind of made me bawl was like, what was that Andrew Garfield movie with the dog on Netflix?
Ruby?
Yeah, yeah. I think I kind of teared up from that just because it involved a dog in situations, where it's like every time something happens with a dog, I'm just it gets me
Sure, sure.
because I've always had a dog like in my life, as I have one like right next to me like seeking attention. But yeah, so I would highly recommend checking out that anime if anyone's interested in like something that's a good story, great visuals, and it's gonna give you more than just like a Dragon Ball. And I love Dragon. Like, I'm caught up on the manga even, and Dragon Ball Z will always be great, but it's like, that's a different genre of anime. That's not, it's not an anime that like will make you think or tug at your emotions.
Yeah.
So something else you got?
Well, sticking with anime, um Overlord finished. Overlord season 4 finished, and season 5, please. Season 5.
I know, I know you love that anime.
Uh well, it's kind of funny because when the anime start or right before um it started, I was talking about my headcanon that he was actually slowly losing his mind to being a lich and all that kind of stuff. First episode, it's him talking in his head and all that goofy stuff from the beginning. That's all there, and him freaking out. Like, well, fuck, that goes that headcanon out of the way. But then later, the stuff he says and does, I'm like, maybe not. Because it's like, yeah, let it, yes, we're not gonna kill him. We're gonna torture him. And when he begs for death, do it slowly. Like, fuck. Like, are you sure that you're not actually losing your mind? Because, damn. But like this season, it was really all about, you know, Ain's actually fulfilling his role as a villain of the world. You know, being the villain and starting to take over the world. Being the overlord, you know, that the show's fucking named after. You know, and yeah, he's not nice about it, and a lot of people freaking die. And after like the first or second episode, we lose the voice in his head, and it's just the stuff he does and says that we have to take.
Oh,
because that's what happened. That's what's happened in every single season. Like we'll get at the beginning of the season, we hear his thoughts in his head. It happened a lot more in season 1 and season 2, but we've slowly lost that as time went on. But and there has been hints from like season 1 of something like going on in like a third kingdom that has never really been touched on. Like there are questions from season 1 that we have yet to have answers to.
do they get touched on in season 4 or no?
No.
Ah, okay. I was wondering if you were like about to say, yeah, and we finally see that, but I guess
No, we
not.
don't.
Okay.
That's why we need a season 5. But so far, nothing on season 5. But then again, like season 4, like that was probably 2-3 years between seasons 3 and 4 before we even got like you know, a confirmation that we're getting to season 4.
I mean, you never know. Look at The Devil Was a Part-Timer. That was 8 years.
True.
Like so.
I mean, let's see. First episode date was July 7th, 2015. You know, it's been 7 years, and we've gotten 4 seasons.
Yeah, but it's a popular one, so there's that's the hopeful.
When you looked at like rankings of this season, it was in the top 3, every single week. So people do like it, which makes me happy, because that means there's a chance we will get more.
Yeah. I think I only watched season 1. I need to watch the others. Probably go back and start with season 1 and rewatch that. And
sure. I mean, okay. Season 1 came out in 2015. Seasons 2 and 3 both came out in 2018.
Oh wow!
And then season 4 was this year.
So what you're saying, in 3 years we're gonna get 2 more seasons?
Maybe. Hopefully not, because season 3 was kind of iffy on the animation. So it was
gotcha.
definitely looked kind of rushed.
Maybe they had 2 different studios working on 2 and 3 at the same time.
That is possible. I'm looking to see if like maybe like they had a studio change, because that's happened. In anime, it'll change studios, and there'll be a difference in animation, and it's very easily tell.
Or they'll just outsource to another studio in order to
Sure.
That's why I saw I can't remember. I saw something where someone was talking about like that, and how like 3D animation can look so bad because they're not working with the studio doing the regular stuff, and there's disconnects
stuff is outsourced. Like looking at animation, what animators do on the studios that do work on them, they do the major what's called keyframes. You know, the major, like, you know, start here, end here, and like they don't animate in between. They outsource the motion, you know, from here to here. So like a majority is technically all outsourced. In, you know, in Japan, also here. That happens a lot here too. Pixar.
Oh,
Like
here,
Disney,
yes, all
you know,
the time.
that's
here.
all outsourced. Yeah.
Yep.
Although
I see.
Pixar maybe not so much, because that's but like
their own technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how true Shirobako was, like, as far as the anime industry, because that was the anime about, like,
the anime about making anime.
the anime about making anime. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed that quite a bit. That was a good one.
Yeah,
there's
that's
supposed to be a
like,
movie.
I should watch it at some point, but just I never have.
It's pretty good. There was that, and there was one like working in a game studio that was around the same time.
Yeah.
I watched too. That was good, but yeah.
That one was called. Nope. That's that anime about making a game. That comes up with No Game No Life. That's not it.
The animes about the video game
Yeah,
anime industry.
like there's more than one.
Which one was that? Oh God, what? Here's one about hentai voice acting. No, thank you.
Oh, New Game.
New Game. Yeah, that was really good. That was another good one. Yeah, the main character was like started out as like an intern straight out of like school or whatever, and
Here's one about hentai game making. Okay. Yeah, I think we found the same article.
Yep, my anime list. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I'm getting into anime again though. Like there was a time where I was just like, yeah, I wasn't. And also I'm just waiting for a lot of animes to finish up, because I want to watch them all in one and not like watch like 7 animes, one episode each week.
Week to week, yeah.
Yeah, because I fall off on that when I try to do that.
Yeah. That's quite easy to do.
And it's also like sometimes like there'll be similar animes at the same time. Or
and we're about to start a new season, or yeah. Like My Hero, that starts fucking tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I need to get caught up. I'm so far behind.
3rd season of Mob Psycho, awesome. They're still making fucking Bleach.
Bleach is one that I've always thought about getting into.
Here's one for you. Season 3 of Welcome to Demon School.
Yes. I'm so happy about that.
That's next weekend.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
I may or may not be in the middle of season 2.
Nice. Okay. How are you liking it?
It's kind of what I thought it was. Although I was
a lot of Rosario Vampire vibes, right?
No,
not fan servicey, but like
no. And some characters that you were told what, you know, because I didn't think that, because just looking at images, the characters that fit into roles, I guessed wrong.
Oh, the one, the guy, the pink hair. What's his name?
Alice.
Alice. Yeah. Did you get his role mixed? Like,
No, but like I mixed up like Clara and Amelie or Amelia or however I forget her name now. I flipped them when
okay.
we were talking because I thought like the red hair chick was like his best friend was like yeah
The goofy
ye,
cartoon character. Yeah.
that was Clara. Yeah, that
Yep. Quite different. Yeah.
the grandfather Sullivan exactly like I look at a
Oh
picture of him.
yeah.
He acted exactly like I expected him to.
He's goofy as hell, but can be, when he needs to be serious, he's serious
Yeah,
and scary. Yeah. God, I love that anime so much. I'm so glad you're watching it.
yeah.
Oh.
I got. See, I recently watched, and I've actually not watched in a while. But the last thing I watched was, um, he had his bad side come out, or his demons,
Oh
like whatever
yeah.
they call it. I forget what they call it now.
Yeah. But
Um,
the ring. Typically it wouldn't happen to him, but the ring
but the
made it.
ring made it happen,
Yeah.
and he was like I expected him to be like, yeah, everybody was gonna fucking hate him. No, everybody actually liked him more. Like
I mean, he got them the number one like study hall or room or whatever it was,
class, like
right? Like,
the classroom of the Demon King. Yeah,
yeah.
like, and he wasn't an absolute dick. He was
He was just
still,
confident.
yeah.
Like,
That's what it all was. He was confident.
yeah, I'm glad you're watching it. It's like when we went our top fives. It's like I said, it's one of my top fives at the moment. Like,
I can see why it was in your top five.
it's just it's fun. It has the layers, you know. It's like Shrek or an onion.
I was gonna
Like,
say, like an onion, like an onion.
it definitely has layers to it where it's goofy, but then it can be serious and dramatic, and yeah, I can't wait for season 3 though. I got one last anime to talk about.
All right,
This name, you're gonna be like, huh? Irina the Vampire Cosmonaut.
correct.
this this is one where it's also kind of like it's kind of serious in a way, where it takes place like during the space race, but in like an alternate, like it's one of those like alternate like timeline worlds. It's like it's not Russia and the US, it's Russia and the UK, you know, for the space race and whatever, and Russia's falling behind, and they sent up a dog, and what, now there's reports that the UK is going to get a person up by this or whatever, and all this and that. And um the main character, he's one of the like or he was one of the candidates to go up into space, to be one of the first humans in space. um but he did something, and you find out later what he did, but he did something to where he's now like a reserve. He got demoted to reserve member. um and he gets assigned a secret mission to where he has to train a vampire to be able to go into space, because their thinking is the dog went into space and all that, but a dog can't tell us like the effects that it had, or the dog's physiology is like just it's different than humans. But a vampire is, they're their DNA and all that is way more similar to humans, but they'll technically not be they're not human, so technically it won't be the first human in space type of thing. It'll still be a
Sure.
Russian, when it happens. That's the whole thing. And it seems goofy, and there's a few goofy moments, but it's a real like serious, like kind of stylized type anime. I haven't finished it completely. I'm a couple episodes behind, or I have a couple episodes left, but it's enjoyable. Like, it's like I said, it's one of those where it's kind of serious tone for the most part. The vampire
Serious.
hates, well, that's later on when like
Serious.
she starts to like soften up, but like at first she's like, I hate humans, I hate humans. Humans are worthless, whatever, because they all like, because vampire humans hate vampires, and they think, oh, it's all about blood sucking and all this and that, and then they're like, they have their own like vampire lore in the anime, or like, mythos, whatever, like, you know they can eat regular human food and get energy from that. Like, that's, it's not all about just, you know blood sucking or anything like that. They can like, they don't like burn up, and like, it's more of a like realistic take on the vampires in a way. It's like they don't burn up when sunlight hits them, type of stuff. You know, so it's, they do have a little more strength than humans, and they can like, they're not susceptible to cold, as or anything like that. So the it's pretty good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. The name just really got me. I was like, come again?
I mean, sure.
Vampire Cosmonaut?
Vampire cosmonaut.
And like I said, there are some when the barrier between the two characters like starts to, when you start to see that they're becoming close, like it doesn't get to like a romantic thing. Like, at least it hasn't. I'm on 2 episodes away. It's more like friendship thing, for the most part. Um, Maybe even like brother sister thing, but with anime, who knows? That could change in the last 2 episodes.
I mean, brother sister thing, anime, that means nothing.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
but it like I said, it's not. It hasn't gotten. It hasn't shown any signs really of that. It's more of a like, yeah, they care about each other, but not in a like. They haven't really made it like where it's a huge romantic thing. It's just a, you spend time with people, you spend time with someone, and you nonstop, and you're gonna get used to them, and you're gonna start to care about what happens to them. And you know when you're and she's like put in this like dungeon type, like prison cell, whatever, and they move all his stuff to the cell next to her, so he's closer to monitor and everything, get her ready for training. And so it's, they spend a lot of time with each other. um it's pretty good. It's a pretty good one. It, like I said, it's like one of those like alternate reality paths, where it's like the Russians are a lot more advanced than they actually were in our reality,
Sure.
as far as like, because um you look back at like the Russians, they were barely getting a space program together. Like,
Yeah.
they like, hindsight, the fear was a lot more, or it was not as, shouldn't have been as big as it was. Like, but yeah, it's interesting. I would recommend it. It, like I said, it's more of a serious tone, there are some moments where there are goofiness here and there, but nothing like like we were talking about, like Welcome to Demon School. As far as like the silliness in that, there's nothing nearly close to that.
Serious.
I mean, it's anime at its core, so yeah. But
for the audio listeners, I'm finding, because whenever William talks about anime, I'm going through Google images of the anime, and he's talking how serious it is, and I'm finding comedic pictures.
yeah, I mean, they have to break up some stuff because there's a lot of prejudice stuff because of vampire, prejudiced allegories of vampire, and because like the rest of all the rest of the candidates like know that there's a vampire being trained. There's some characters who are hateful towards her, and all this and that. So there are a lot of serious stuff that it's like it's not going to be fun if it's just serious. They have to break it up with with some stuff, but it's good. I enjoyed it. And I guess that's about it for me. That's all the big things I wanted to talk about. Not sure if you got anything else.
Not really. I've kind of gotten back into Halo. It's weird.
Oh, okay.
I've been playing a lot of Halo Infinite multiplayer. Not sure why. I just have been.
that co-op still isn't a thing.
No. Well, actually, no.
Last I heard, it still hasn't.
Well, something
officially come out yet.
News recently came out about the co-op. Delayed till winter.
Yeah, that's why I remember last thing I heard was that it still isn't out, and it's gonna be like later on. I want to say it was like early next year, like January. I think I'd heard something like that, but yeah, that's crazy though.
Well, yeah, but also like it's not your typical campaign. It's not linear. It's it's open world, so there's some complications with that. I get that.
I mean, yeah, but like Halo's like known for co-op experience. Like,
yeah, and there will not be split screen co-op, which a lot of people are upset about that. Like, do you guys really still do split screen co-op shit?
Do you have friends in real life? No.
Really?
But yeah, I don't know. I remember hearing about, I think the delay, whatever, recently. It's just like, oh, that's weird. That still doesn't have co-op. Huh. Oh well. Yeah, I was never a big Halo person. I only ever played it because other people wanted to play it and run through co-op and stuff like that. But I guess if that's it, you got nothing else, we can wrap it up. Be sure to follow us on Twitter. Stuart's at Casual Terror. I'm at Will Play Games _. Be sure to also follow us on Twitch. Stuart's at Casual Terror, and I am at Will Play Games. No underscore for Twitch. I was able to get that, and not have someone claim it and just sit on it and never have anything happen. Like, ugh. I'm still mad about that. The Twitter one. Like they say, oh yeah, inactive accounts get deleted. That account has been inactive for so long, and it's dumb. But anyways, be sure to follow us there. Stuart's streaming more now that I have internet that works. I'm going to be streaming Was it Stewart? We definitely Stewart streams our D&D sessions on Sundays,
Yes.
noon Central, 1 Eastern. So come check that out. That's fun. We always have fun with that. Especially me. I'm playing I have a melee character that I'm playing that I'm having a blast with. That's different.
Yeah, especially when you keep getting crits.
Right? It's fun. But yeah, definitely check those out. And we will catch you next time.
And remember, no animals were harmed in making this podcast.